Hey everyone, it's Jenny. Welcome back to my channel. As you can see, we're in the festive vibes. The holidays are just around the corner and I'm so excited to do more DIYs. If you guys haven't seen the videos last year that I did for the holidays, make sure to check that out. I'll leave a link right up here or down in the description box below. I am so excited. The holidays are definitely my favorite season. It just gives you like some cozy vibes and it just makes me really happy to see all like the lights. Hopefully you guys are ready for these quick and easy DIYs. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's go. So for the first DIY, you're going to take your 16-inch macrame cord, fold it in half, and thread a wooden bead through. Once you're done, tape the top and the bottom of the long cord so it's easier for you to work with. Now you're going to take two of the shortest strands, fold them in half, loop one end into the other loop, and then the same for the other side, making a reef knot. It should look something similar to this, just make sure that you're pulling both ends so you secure it. You're going to do the same thing to the rest of the cords, just make sure that it is going from the shortest to the longest, and then also you're going to pull on both ends tightly. Once you're done with all that, it's time for you to start brushing, and of course I'm using my pet brush that I normally use to brush out any macrame cords. Just want to remember that you have to brush both sides. After all the strands are brushed out, you're going to start cutting down the macrame cords to form a tree-like shape. When you're done cutting down to the length and size that you like, it's time to grab a 8-inch cord and make yourself a wrapping knot underneath all those cords. Now cut the cords at the bottom to about 1 inch for the stump of the tree. Time for DIY number 2. You're going to need one 12-inch long cord and 24-inch cords. My longest cord here is way too long. I thought I was going to do something cool, but it didn't work out that way, so just totally ignore that. You're going to need a 12-inch cord and that's it. Fold that in half and then you're going to start attaching the smaller cords onto the long one using the cow hitch knot. Remember to attach the smaller cords onto the long one using the same exact way and not alternating. So this is where my mistake was. You see how long the cord is? You definitely don't need that long of a cord, so I had to start pulling everything closer to the loop so it could be like a smaller circle. You're going to take one end and loop it through the other end and then start pulling so it tightens up. That loop should be super small, just like that. Once everything is tightened up, you're going to take your brush once again and start brushing everything out, making a fringe. And you know how much I like my wooden beads, so of course I needed to thread one in right on the top. It looks super cute and just adds something to this ornament. After you're done brushing everything out, it's time to start trimming it down. You want to trim it down as much as you can to form a perfect circle, so don't try to trim it going in super hard and trimming it right in the middle. Just go around it slowly to make a perfect circle. Once you're all set there, it's time to create a knot right on the top, and you see how much cord that I had left that I wasted. Definitely don't do what I did, but just cut that off. And of course we needed to add a little bit more something, so I just grabbed some lace, created a bow, and I just hot glued it and put it right in the middle of the wreath. For the third DIY, you're going to need 2 strands. You're going to need one that's 5 feet long and the other one's about 12 inches and some wooden beads. Of course, thread that to the top. Grab your long strand and attach that to the shorter one by creating a square knot. And I've done this so many times, so if you guys haven't seen it, hopefully this demonstration would help you out. The The next step is creating another square knot, but this time don't pull all the way up. You're going to leave a little bit of a gap in between the first square knot and the second one. Now go ahead and pull the square knots up, and it should create 2 little loops on the side. Now you're going to go ahead and continue making square knots, but for every square knot, make sure you're leaving a gap in between that's larger than the previous one, so it can start looking like a tree shape. Once you're all done with that, you're going to start making a wrapping knot right at the end. Trim the bottom so it's nice and even, start brushing the bottom out, and you're pretty much done. We're finally down to our last DIY, and you're going to need a macrame cord that's about 2.5 feet long and some yarn. This is going to sound crazy, but I did cut out my yarn to 20 feet long, and then I quadrupled the yarn together, so it's now into 4s. And I'm going to take my macrame cord, fold that in half, and tape it down. Using the yarn, I'm going to fold that in half and making a square knot right on the top. I know that sounds like a lot, but if my yarn was a little bit thicker, I wouldn't have to cut such a long cord and, you know, quadruple it. Created your first square knots, that's going to be your only square knots. The next ones are actually going to be half square knots. So instead of alternating them back and forth, you're just going to do it one way, because that way it will start twirling all around the macrame cord. After about 15 minutes, we're finally done. This is what it looks like. You're just gonna make a knot at the bottom and trim off the end. This is me just being a little bit extra and grabbing a macrame cord about 16 inches long and tying a knot at the top. And you're gonna leave the shorter end a little bit longer. You'll see why. But then you're gonna take the long one and start twisting that around your macrame that you created so far. Once you're done, you're just going to make a knot right at the top, loop that through so it tightens all knots together and creating one nice circle. I just took my hot glue and glued down the other end because I did cut it a little bit too short, so now it's going to come off, so I just secured that with hot glue. So there's a reason why I left the other end short, because I wanted to add a wooden bead right in the middle. Normally I saw people use like a little bell to put there, but you know, to fit our theme, we were going to put a wooden bead, glue down the bottom so the bead doesn't come off, and a little bow. So which one of the 4 DIYs did you guys like the most? I have to say that I like the yarn wreath. I thought that was so adorable, and I have so much yarn left, and they're super affordable because I got it from the Dollar Tree. And the Dollar Tree has so many different selections of yarn, so feel free to check them out because they have a lot. Really hope that you guys liked how simple and easy each ornament took to make. I thought it was so adorable, and it definitely fit my theme for my holiday vibes. I can't wait to make more DIYs for the holidays, so I hope that you guys are excited for more videos coming your way. But make sure to please give me a big thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't done so already, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye!